Hey guys, uh, just wanted to say thank you to 2023. Uh, Thank you to 2023. This has been an amazing year. A lot of growth, a lot of first, a lot of awakening, a lot of experiences. Um, my 2023 actually started um, at the end of September in 2022. That's when um, my mom crossed over to spirit, and that began at the time what I called a spiritual journey. And the journey was uh, so that I could find a way to communicate with her still. Um, and so, like, what most people do, or the obvious thing, is to go to YouTube. And so that's what I did. I went to YouTube. I watched a lot of uh, NDE videos, and then that pushed me into finding, or not pushed me, let's say guided me into finding Linda G and Mel, Door, and Sterling. And then I came across Kevin Lewis, the healing medium, and I found that he was having a class on psychic mediumship, on developing your skills as a psychic medium. And so I thought, oh, I should give that a try because, you know, um, we all have the ability to communicate and to see. And so I thought I should develop mine so that I could be able to speak to my mom and other family members and then maybe help the community in the same way. I know there's a lot of people that miss their loved ones, and, you know, maybe sometimes they need just a little bit of hope, as far as like seeing something for themselves down the future, something that they could like look to to strive for, or knowing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel that they're currently in. So I took the class with Stouffer and Kevin, and wow, it really opened me up. I had a lot of breakthroughs, walls came down, um, a lot of realization. I learned how to tap into my psychic ability, and learned that um, I actually did have the ability to read and connect to my loved ones and other people's loved ones. And um, yeah, it was. I'm really thankful for the time and the opportunity that I spent learning from Stouffer, Cavins, and Kevin Lewis. Um, it really helped me to uh, develop skills that a lot of people uh, don't think they have or don't think they can do. Um, One of the other things, or one of the other people that were played a pivotal role in in 2023 for me was JJ Tuta Speaks. Uh, the journeys that we've had, or that JJ took me on, were they were they were so inspirational. Uh, they were so vivid. Um, if you guys have the chance and haven't yet, well, maybe she's not for everybody, but I think she's for everybody. She's so good at what she does, and oh yeah, she's amazing. She really is. The growth that I've had under her, or not under her, I would say the growth that she has helped me to realize was huge in 2023. Um, I'm so thankful for her. Another person who played, I would say, a pivotal role um, in 2023 for me is Jason Tempinski. He was doing, at the time, um, he was doing a lot of guided meditations for like inner child, future self, finding your spirit guides, and they were huge. They opened things up for me. Opened, I don't want to say doors, but they helped me realize a lot. And as far as like my inner child, doing past lives, and then helping me see my future self, even though they're, you know, everything's happening at the same time. I did get to see a glimpse of what I will be if I'm speaking in this time. Um, yeah, it's kind of hard to put into words, but my spiritual journey that started in at the end of 2022 became just a journey, because what I thought I was doing was trying to find my way in spirit or with spirit. And what I realized in the middle of 2023, probably in the spring, was I'm not on a spiritual journey. I'm just on a journey, because we're not, I'll say for myself, I had a realization that I am spirit in a physical body, and not a physical body with a spirit. So there's no separation. And if I realize that there's no separation, then I'm not on a spiritual journey. I'm just on a journey. And what I thought I was looking for was to discover abilities, um, but I think with the help of all the teachers that I had in 2023, Stouffer, Kevin, JJ, Jason Tempinski, I realized that I'm not on a journey to discover, I'm on a journey to remember who I am. As a well, see, I almost did it again. I almost said it in I almost said in spirit, but it's all one, so it wouldn't be in spirit. It would just be. So that was I think that was the well, not the biggest, but it was one. There are so many like big moments um, in 2023, and I think the biggest time was around spring, where I had all of these like breakthroughs. um I think it was towards the beginning of spring, I started to get frustrated because I thought that my growth was taking too long and I wasn't progressing. Like I think I think I finished um the classes or one of the sessions that Stouffer and Kevin had for mediumship and psychic ability, and then I just felt like things were stagnant, and then I was getting frustrated because I thought like I should I should be doing readings, like, being able to do readings like how, everybody else does. Like how Kevin Lewis does it, how Stouffer does it, how Mel does it, and it wasn't there yet. It was probably at like 60%, I would say, and I got stuck, and I was frustrated, and I was ready to walk away. And I'll never forget that moment. I went for a walk, and I put on YouTube while I was walking, and it was Karen Starseed's last video before she took a break. And I, I just went in the chat, hello everybody, like normal. And then Annie Bear was saying like, "Oh, you should ask your question. You should ask your question. Um, the questions are still open." And I thought, no, I don't want to do that. So late. It's so late in her stream. I didn't want to, be that person that jumps in late and then like maybe like undercuts, somebody. Uh, but Annie Bear's persistence, I did. And Karen and JJ took my question. And it was just about my question was about like my frustration with growth and stuff like that. And it's really funny how like angels appear at certain times because I was really ready to like just stop doing all of this and walk away from everything. But uh the words that Karen spoke maybe weren't, I don't want to say profound, but what she gave me as far as her reading was just hope. Like, don't quit, don't be frustrated and walk away. Just be patient. Like your time will come. And then she told me a mantra that she uses. Um, and so, sorry, I'm trying not to ramble, but there's just so many things that, if it wasn't for that one moment, I probably wouldn't be here, like doing videos and being around the community. Um, and stuff like that because like I said, I was ready to walk away, but I think, you know, like I said about angels coming through at the right moment, like Annie Bear being persistent, like in the chat, like, hey Richie, you should ask a question. Just ask a question. And then, you know, Karen just answering like my calling. Um, Forever grateful, really. I'm sure my life would have been very different if I didn't answer uh that calling. Um, so thank you to Karen and Annie Bear. I really do, appreciate that the time that you took that day to keep me on track. Um, but yeah, getting back to 2023. Uh, so yeah, a lot of firsts happened for me. I did readings, I did psychic readings, I did mediumship readings, I connected to people's spirits, or loved ones rather. I connected to my family. Um, I had, I remember in one class, there was one class that I did with Stouffer, and he had us do this meditation called sitting in the power, and it's the first time I've ever done it. And when I did it, it was very strange because I was in a room. I was in a dark. I was doing the meditation, and while I was in the meditation, I saw myself in a dark room, and then all of a sudden, I saw I saw my parents, or I felt my parents, and I felt one of my uncles. I felt my uncle Richie, and behind them was another person, but they didn't want me to see. And so I was trying to I was trying to figure out who that person was, and it felt someone close to me. It felt like it was family, but they didn't want me to see. And I was like, "Who is that?" I kept asking my mom, "Who is that? Who is that?" But she wouldn't answer me. I just felt love coming back from all three of them, except for the fourth person that was standing behind them. And then when I ended the meditation and class is over, I got a text message that my uncle had a massive heart attack. That one of my uncles, my uncle Freddie, had a massive heart attack and he was on life support. And it was the craziest thing that in that one meditation, I was able to see my uncle cross over, you know, not knowing it was him, but I knew it was him. And the text message confirmed it that it was my uncle Freddie that they came to take over to the other side. And how cool was that to on his way out, he said he was there, and I got to see it or experience it, we'll say, because I wasn't able to see him, but I was actually able to feel the presence, and then to see my parents and my uncle Richie escort him over to the other side. That was a pretty amazing experience. Um, One of the other uh, experiences that I had was um, with my father-in-law. He was pretty ill um, the end of summer, and I remember just sitting in the living room watching TV. All of a sudden, he walks into the living room. He doesn't say nothing. He just walks into the living room, and then my hands, they turn on, and I could feel him, and it was like my hands turned on, like for Reiki, and I was like, wow, I've never had this feeling. And then so I just sent him, I sent him with love and gave him some light, and so it was a very interesting feeling because um it was like somebody was calling out for help, and I actually felt it. Um, and the timing was crazy because maybe a couple days later, I saw a post that Kim Copeland did for her. Um, it's on Wednesdays. It's like a healing meditation um, that she does with a few people, and so I did it. I went to them, or I went to her healing meditation. This is maybe fast forward like a month or so. Fast forward, I went to one of her healing meditations, and in those meditations, she asks you, who is somebody that you want to send healing to. And so the person I picked was my father-in-law because he wasn't doing well, or he wasn't feeling well. And so it was interesting because we were doing the meditation. I see my father-in-law. I'm giving him giving him energy, and then I see him start to fade away. And when I notice it, I said, I was like, I was questioning it. I was like, what are you, like, where are you going? This is for you. And he didn't say anything. He just faded away. And I thought it was so strange. It didn't make sense to me. Um, that was on Wednesday. Then Thursday, the next day, he passed away. He crossed over to the other side. And I was like, wow, the the healing that I gave or that I did, or the energy work, I should say it that way. The energy work that I did for him wasn't to heal, but it was to help him cross over. And that's what's I was like, wow, that's very interesting because the same thing happened with my mom. She was sick also, and then so my brother helped me with like doing a healing, and a couple of days later after that is when she crossed over. Oh, I think it was 2 days later is when she crossed. It was 2 days after I did like energy work. So that I yeah, it was pretty interesting to, I guess, to be able to help the people that you love the most in, I don't want to say crucial because it's not, it's just a going home, right? So I guess to help or to give them energy to make that trip, I guess feels good. So that was another uh great thing that happened in 2023 was my father-in-law helped me see another potential, I guess, uh with me being able to feel the need for, I don't want to say healing because I'm not a healer, but energy. Yeah, that was good. And then I guess to end the year would be the big move from California to Oregon, and that was a journey in and of itself. A lot of like releasing and cleansing. Oh boy, that was yeah. Releasing, the trying to get rid of all the old stuff and packing and releasing and throwing stuff away, and then the cleansing of driving up in the middle of a big rainstorm from California all the way through to Oregon. I mean, talk about washing your soul clean. That rainstorm was, it lasted for 8 hours. We were on the road for 12. It's supposed to be an 8 hour drive. It took 12. We came to a complete stop two times. There's five accidents and sitting in the rain for 8 hours, just a downpour. That's a cleansing. But that was 2023 was amazing. Saw a lot of people cross over. Helped a few people along the way cross over. Got to experience uh, giving readings and psychic mediumship and connecting with others, connecting with loved ones, taking journeys with JJ, realizing who my essence was or is, and connecting the dots, finding my spiritual or one of my spirit guides in Shiva with with Jason, seeing a future self, learning that I I I do help uh, with healing. No, I'm not a healer, but I do help people in the future with healing. Stouffer and Kevin helping me realize uh, my psychic and mediumship abilities, and then Karen and Annie Bear uh, pushing me back on the path, we'll say. And one other person I forgot to mention is Terry Renner. Terry, holding your space, wonderful woman, wonderful, wonderful woman. Um, some of the guests she has on are very, very helpful. Um, I've learned a lot from watching her shows. Like, I don't get in the comments a lot just because I have work, or um, when she gets on in the mornings. Um, so I just listen. I'm lurking. Uh, but yeah, another person that made a big impact in my life was watching some of Terry's videos, and George, Reverend Saul, and BC. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you to 2023. Thank you to the community. This is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Um, but hey, it was a long year, but it was really it's really awesome. I think 2024 is going to be even more awesome for me, and I hope it is for you too. Um, I'm sure everybody has experienced some, if not more, of the things that I've been talking about. Maybe you haven't realized them, or you know, um, I think if we all like pause and take time to reflect, we can find the shining moments um, that happen to us, and light always moves the darkness away. So, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy New Year, everybody.